Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Finding Solutions channel. My name is Parker. Today, we're lucky we have Ben hopping on again, and we have a first-timer guest, parents hopping on the channel with Bivy with PGS Houston. Welcome, everyone. We're thankful for you guys are here. How are you guys doing? It's good to see you.
We're doing really good. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, doing great as well. Yeah, surviving this heat, trying to. But yeah, things are going great. It's the tail end of the summer, so it's interesting. All the kids are going back to school. Everything's kind of, the heat is going to be ending soon. Vacations are wrapping up, so it's a good time.
I know it's really hot outside, so it's a crazy weather, but hopefully by September, October it's going to be a more chilled weather.
Yeah, we should have planned our trip because we're going to go and see you and your team in a couple of weeks. We should have planned our trip in September, October. We're going from dry heat here in Utah to Houston, just sweaty mess.
The same weather. Yeah. So you're not going to see any changes, unfortunately. It's going to be the same thing. Maybe a little bit more hotter.
Another time.
Yes. Oh, I know, that's good.
No, yeah, I'm excited to come out. I've had some experience in tech. The heat is definitely brutal. But obviously with technology, we're glad you could hop on remote and kind of chat. And if you don't mind, Vivi, I'd love to kind of get a little bit more perspective on your role and what you do as kind of an intro for the listeners, if you don't mind.
Yes. So my role, my actual position is payroll specialist. So anything about checks, employees that are missing hours, they report to me. So pretty much my role is to make sure that all employees are getting paid accurately. And if they don't, then I have to, find my ways to for them to get paid correctly. I also manage most of the find. So I make sure that everything is up and running smoothly. And if it's not, I contact you guys so that way you can, give me a help with that. Also, any tablets that are in the account for any accounts of our managers, if they have any issues, if the tablet is not syncing, then I go in and I, direct them the right way of how to sync the tablets. I also make sure that all the tablets that are on the field are working properly. If they're not working properly, I make sure that I ask them if they're in the correct version. If they're not in the correct version, it's because that's the reason why it's not letting the employees punch in.
Got it. So you've got your hands full, and you've got plenty of things to do. Yes. Walk us through a little bit about your company, how many employees you have, and then we'll kind of dive into the topic for today.
We have about 2,000 employees, almost 2,000. So it's kind of complicated whenever you get to know, to see if all the employees are getting paid accurately or not. But it is a challenge for me, knowing that, it's a big payroll, and it's actually my first job as a payroll. So it's been a challenge.
Yeah, well, you're doing great. I mean, you know how the system inside and out. You know how, like you mentioned, the version numbers, all the intricate details. So today we're going to be talking about devices and a term that we kind of use, which is called bring your own device. Now, I'm not sure, were you with PGS Houston when you first started using Find?
Yes, I've been with PGS of Houston since 2018. Okay. So we started implementing Find, if I'm not mistaken, in 2020, I believe. Yes. So.
Yeah. Go ahead, Parker.
I was just going to say in 2020, then when you guys are first implementing Find, it was just clock mode devices, correct? Just the tablets.
Yes, just the tablets, and we were eager to start using them in all of the accounts. So I remember Evelyn, which was the manager back then, she was like, let's put tablets in all of the accounts so that way all the employees can start punching in there. But then we just took it little by little. Slowly but surely, we got all of the accounts implemented into Find.
What was the main reason why you chose Find? And could you explain just what the tablets do, what the end employee does with the tablet?
I believe it's better for us to have it like the employees punching in with a tablet instead of punching in, with their hand. I'm familiar with that system because I used to work as a cashier and we used to punch in with your hands, and it
Uh-huh.
was like frustrating to know like the system was not getting your hand accurately, and knowing that now with the tablets, now that you can actually punch with your face, it's a much easier process.
Got it. Yeah. No, that's a good example there. So you were using biometrics with your hand and it just wouldn't work, and
Yes,
with phone
and
it's a little easier.
I would have to get my manager. I remember I would have to get to my manager each time and tell him, hey, like my hand is not getting. By the time that I would clock in, it was already like 10 minutes after the time that I got there.
Yeah. That's frustrating. Definitely
Yes,
frustrating.
very.
So you started with clock mode, like Parker mentioned, and then there was at some point where I look into your account right now and there's thousands of devices that are in the account. So at
Yes.
what point did you decide that you wanted your employees to use their personal phones, what we call bring your own device?
I believe the main reason that we decided for the employees to have their individual phones or bring your own phones was because most of them work in several accounts, so they cannot just have a tablet with them. So we assign a tablet for whenever an account has more than 6 employees. But if the account doesn't have more than 6 employees, then we just let them use their personal phone.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb. And a lot of our clients do that. The
Yes.
smaller sites, we're not going to put a tablet on a wall for punching. Use
Yes.
personal phones.
And the thing is that too, if we do that, if we assign a tablet for an account that only has 2 employees, 3 employees, the thing is that that tablet has service, so we have to pay extra service for that tablet with just 3 employees. So
Mhm.
I think the best option would be just let them use their phones, which has been really good help. And now that we have actually the pay stubs and each like in the phones, each of them are able to see their pay stubs.
Yeah.
And that kind of led me to my next question for you. Like, if I can ask you from an admin perspective, did you run into any hurdles or obstacles from employees giving pushback saying, "Hey, I don't want to bring my own phone"? And if you did, how did you kind of resolve that?
Yes, we still have a few employees that tell us I'm not able to punch it with my phone. I have an old version phone that doesn't let me punch in, or download the application. Several reasons. But we always tell them it's the way that we have to, to manage your payroll. So if you want to, get paid, we will have to, for you to punch in with your phone or a tablet, which is necessarily always like they always use their tablets.
Okay. So it's kind of a fallback.
Gotcha.
If they don't have their personal phone, they can use their tablets, the
Yes.
tablets you have.
So yeah, so all the employees that like I said, they don't have the latest phones. We always tell them, okay, let's just assign a tablet for your account, even though you're just 2 or 3 employees. So that's that's our next step whenever that happens.
Did you find that a majority of employees were like, "Oh, great, I can just use my personal phone"? Were
Yes.
most people happy with that?
Yes, a lot of people were they were really happy at knowing that, hey, like I'm gonna be able to like punch in once I get in the building without having to go into the janitor's closet looking for the tablet, and that's gonna be an extra 10 minutes for me to to actually go in and punch in.
And just to explain for anyone that's listening, and correct me if I'm wrong, Bibby, but you have the geofence set up so that each location you actually know that they're at the right place when they punch.
Yes, and if the geofence, if we get a notification that there's geofence, we let the supervisor know and tell them, hey, this employee has clocked in, and they're actually in their home instead of the building. So that has been really helpful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully that's not too frequent, but it's good that you have that kind
No,
of backup.
no, we
Yeah.
haven't. No, we haven't had that, but that has been an extra help to have those kind of notifications.
Love to hear it. That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. No, I know that this is awesome, awesome feedback, awesome conversation, Bibby. Obviously, priceless, really, coming from someone who was at an organization where it was only clock mode, transitioning to kind of a hybrid with obviously the acronym BYOD, bring your own device. So we appreciate your feedback, the conversation.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm sure we'll touch more on this idea in the future with other episodes. But do you kind of, I mean, just to throw it out there, do you have any maybe questions or additional last comments for us, Vivi or Ben?
I just wanted to say that whenever we first started implementing Find, I found it, like a good system, but I was kind of scared because like I said, it's been my first payroll position. So as I got to know the system, it got to be really like easy to manage. But at first, I was kind of lost. But then once I was able to find my way, I was able to also let my coworkers know, show them, hey, this is how it functions. Any questions that they have, like they come to me. So it's been a long way since 2020 that we started implementing it, but it's I love the challenge.
That's awesome. And you're the expert now. Everyone looks to you for
Yeah.
questions. So it's a good
No,
feeling.
Evelyn always tells me that I'm the fine queen, and I'm like, I take it as a compliment, but but I'm also working on showing everybody and find their ways as I found mine. So yeah, it's been a good challenge for me.
Awesome. Love to hear
No, I
it.
love to hear
And
that.
I guess
I'd love to hear that. Yeah.
the last thing that I would just add for today is that if you're a current client or a prospect or somebody that's looking for a time system, I wouldn't shy away from trying to implement a BYOD policy because at the end of the day, most employees are actually going to be in favor of it, and it's going to make everyone's lives very easy. And you can always lock down certain functions that they can't do or can do from their actual device. So that's just my final comments for today.
Yes.
No, appreciate it, guys. Seriously, thank you so much for your time, Ben, Vivi, aka the Find Queen. We appreciate it, and
Right.
I'm sure we'll touch more on this idea later. And thank you so much for watching, and everyone have a great day. So thank you.